the powerful quad quark drives Rev to life. Time and space bend under the fibrillations of the time-rip transfluxers. Your adrenaline and stomach reel with the hyperbolic hyperbole. And finally...
Hello, dear viewers, and welcome back to Saving Often. We are on part 3 of Space Quest IV, Roger, Wilco, and the Time Rippers, and we find ourselves in Space Quest I, the Sarian Encounter. When last you joined me, and I hope you joined me, we escaped the clutches of a sea slug on Estros, where we went with the Latex Babes to the Galaxy Galleria, where we did some shopping, and we found a bargain bin in a software store, and we got a part-time job at the Monolith Burger, and then we got fired from our part-time job at the Monolith Burger, and then there were sequel police. There was also some Astro Chicken and some cross-dressing, and now we are here in Space Quest I. We are inching ever closer to finally stopping Vohaul's second plot to wipe us out, and to do that we'll need to revisit our time here on Corona. So I have my my codes all set next to me here for the other Space Quest games that we'll have to return back to, and let's just dive right in and check out this desert planet that we haven't seen in 3 sequels.
Memories race through your mind. You know you've seen this place in your distant past. The low-resolution features look exactly like a place you once visited called Ulent's Flats. In the distance you see sand dunes and sky. This closely resembles the left side of Droids Be Us.
Droids Be Us, where in a distant lifetime we acquired a navigation droid for our ship. Let's meander over.
For all of your droid-related needs, see us when we're open. The sign indicates that this establishment is not open for business.
The interesting thing about this is that, yeah, it's Corona, but and it's supposed to be drawn in that the AGI style, but it's actually drawn in more of an EGA style. This is more akin to Space Quest III. Oh, force field.
Ouch!
This is more akin to Space Quest III's visual style and games of its era than the actual AGI games. It's a little more high resolution.
Looks like ordinary sand to me, Roger. In the distance you see sand.
Yeah, this is where we got our ship and escaped Corona. And here's Tiny's.
You've obviously found the location of Tiny's used spaceships. Lucky you.
Yeah, and this craft here is actually very indicative of what I'm talking about. If you notice the wide, chunkier pixels here on this craft, this is more akin to what the AGI games look like than the rest of it. The rest of it is quite sharp by comparison.
This building is quite small. Maybe this is why it's called Tiny's. At the bottom of this excavation is a small craft almost totally buried in dirt. You remember barely making it back out when the engine died.
All right.
The sign suggests that this place might be a bar. It looks like it came from the planet of the Warts. This ship must be the Plantar's deluxe model with authentic mosaic upholstery. This long-legged beauty stands silently, waiting for its jet-faced owner to return. As you check out the sand bikes, you wonder what kind of cheeseball would own one. This must be the back of the bar. Some fading graffiti adorns the wall. You see the droids Be Us store in the distance. You don't know what it says, but you're sure it's not flattering.
Fun little trip down memory lane here. Let's check out the bar. Blues Brothers.
The old bar is still here. The smell of Coronian ale stinks up the place. The aroma leads you to remember vividly your previous visit here. You break out in a cold sweat. You see two guys singing. You see a man behind the bar serving drinks. You see a book of matches on the bar countertop. Some rather drab-looking individuals are hogging the bar. This guy's too ugly to describe. Some rather drab-looking individuals are hogging the bar. This guy's the ugliest of all. Some rather drab-looking individuals are hogging the bar. This guy's really ugly.
All right, let's grab these matches.
Your attempt to get the matches failed.
Well, looky here. If it ain't Mr. Look at Me, I'm in VGA. What's the matter? Monochrome not good enough for you? What's this? 256 colors all for one little bitmap wimp? What a waste of VGA. Hey, fellas, I bet I can toss them all the way out from the bottom of the stairs. Bitch and ale.
Now that is damn rude. Let's get back in there. But let's save our game first. Wow, they won't even let us back in.
As you check out the sand bikes, you wonder what kind of cheeseball would own one.
Well, I think we know who owns these sand bikes. Let's give it the old Pee Wee Herman treatment, shall we?
Boy, that was close. Hey, how come their bikes can go through the force field?
Good question. Well, that gets rid of the Monochrome Boys, but let's try to get back into that bar, shall we?
You hear a high-pitched whine from the east.
Uh-oh.
Boy, that was close.
Man, I was almost street pizza. Let's liberate these matches.
You pick up the book of matches.
Hey, aren't you the guy who broke my slot machine? You owe me some money. Well, I gotta run. My hog pod's double parked. Hey, it's been swell talking to you.
I love his character portrait so much. Wonder if I can give him some money.
It would serve nothing.
No, nothing. Okay. Can I tip the Blues
They are not
Brothers?
interested in that.
I think they are, but okay.
You hear a high-pitched whine from the east.
Okay, gotta dodge these guys again. There we go. Very good.
That was close.
Alright, let's hop back in this time pod and get the hell out of here. I don't think there's anything else that we can do in Space Quest I. Everything else seemed to be closed. Okay, so if I'm correct, and we are done here with Space Quest I, we need to get back to our original quest. We have coordinates from part 1 of saving off in Space Quest IV to get us back to Xenon, and I'm going to punch those coordinates in right now. This is the tremendous benefit of recording a Let's Play series, is that I don't have to take any notes. I can just go back and watch my old videos. So this was the code on the time pod when we first hopped in back at Vohaul's base in Space Quest XII.
The powerful quad quark drives Rev to life. Time and space bend under the fibrillations of the time rip transfluxers. Your adrenaline and stomach reel with the hyperbolic hyperbole. And finally...
I will also never click through that dialogue, by the way. It's among my most favorite and memorable lines in all of Space Quest. All right, the sequel policemen who were here before are now gone.
This is the Sequel Police Dispatch Monitor. At the moment, nothing is being displayed. You are unable to do anything with that now.
Okay.
This is the patrol shuttle you hitched a ride on.
This gives me real Abe's Odyssey vibes, oddly enough. Reminds me of returning to Rupture Farms at the end of the game.
Your innate sense of curiosity makes you wish you knew the way to open this thing.
Well, we should save our game and find out. I feel like I'm going to run out of save games at some point soon, so I'm going to overwrite an old saved game. Okay, so we need to get through this door.
None of the codes you punch in seem to have any effect on the door.
But we don't know the code.
Your innate sense of curiosity makes you wish you knew the way to open this thing.
So naturally, if we can't get through a lock and we don't know the code,
You have a jar of green acid.
we brute force our way through the puzzle.
Well, there's not much left of the lock now.
So it's a good thing that we got that acid back at the beginning of the game, huh? I'm not sure that we could make it back into the sewers from here. We might be able to, but without that, yeah, can't progress. Just stuck. Thanks, Sierra. Alright, let's see what to do here. Let's go ahead and save our game again. I remember this hallway very well.
It's very pleasant looking. This long tunnel contains 3 circular steel portals, each containing nozzle-like projections.
Well, we can surely just walk down this hallway, right? No, of course not.
We're glad you could play Space Quest IV. As usual, you've been a real pantload.
Okay, well, let's go back to that again. And maybe we should take a look at this computer monitor. It gives us a screen. And, well, we did have a code in this Space Quest XII hint book. Scary eyeball-looking things stare at me. Biomechanical bones liven up the area nicely. How do I get the door open? That doesn't seem to describe this hallway. But just the same, let's go ahead and try this code. I fumble with my snipping tool. Oh no, it's only 3 numbers. Well, I know that we have to at some point...
You slide the conveniently pre-moistened stoke.
Oops.
The horrid-smelling smoke emanating from its tip.
I know we have to light this cigar at some point. Yes.
You cast the old stogie to the ground.
There we go. Now... Oh, now we're just gonna... Awesome.
We're glad you could play...
Alright, let's try that again.
You slide the conveniently pre-moistened stogie between your lips, apply a lit match, and proceed to nearly hack up a lung.
I don't like that it's still pre-moistened.
You cast the old stogie to the ground.
But now we can see the lasers.
Keep your hand... Don't... You can't... Don't... This long tunnel contains 3... The laser beams glow in the smoky air. You can't... Keep your... Don't...
So can I not walk through them?
We're glad...
Oh, you know what? I think I see.
You can't...
Like I said, it's been a little while here. Let's do that one more time.
You cast the...
And I think that we can actually... Yeah, we can punch in numbers here. Of course, I'm not sure what numbers we're supposed to punch in. I don't know if that's up and down enough for us. No, it's not.
We're glad you...
So I can't remember if there's actually a solution here, or if I'm just supposed to brute force this. But I'm gonna brute force it.
You cast the old...
Let me check that hint book one more time. Okay, nothing in the hint book. Yeah, I can't remember if I'm supposed to do this way or not, but, this seems like it's the number of degrees that I'm rotating it, maybe? Let's see. Yeah, I think that's right. I bet if I do 361... Okay, that's the number of degrees that I'm rotating it. Okay, that makes some sense. So, let's rotate this one 10 degrees. No. Maybe 0, 10? I can't do that either. Okay. Well, let's see. How about 90? Can't do 90. Damn it. 0, 90. Okay, so that works. About 45 degrees. Well, what about 300 degrees? I don't know what the smallest unit of measure is that I can do here. 30 seems to work. 15 degrees also works. Okay. Let's try 345 degrees. Oops. No. Ah, damn it. Okay. Let's try this. No. Okay, fine. We're just going to do this in 15-degree increments. I can use my number pad even better. Awesome. Okay. Looks like we got it. Very nice.
This maze of cables, ducts, pipes, and glowing panels gives the superbrain computer a sense of being alive. This maze... You can't reach it from this level. You hear an electronic hum approaching from ahead of you.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Now you knew he was coming, didn't you?
I mean, yeah, but ahead of me could mean a number of things. My cat is insisting that now is the time to get on my lap. I mean, every time is the time to get on my lap, but now especially is not.
This maze... The strange light pulses toward the center structure. You hear an electronic hum approaching from your left. It's a security droid! This maze...
Okay. So these little terminals here...
Slot A. Insert terminal plug here.
correspond with this
A
bad
Pocket
boy.
Pal adapter plug. You can't do that.
I wonder if my adapter fits in this.
It would serve no purpose. You can't.
Can I do it like this?
You hear an It would serve nothing.
No. So this is where I'm going to need to go back and find the proper plug. Yeah, so it's going to look like that. Go ahead and grab a screenshot.
You hear an electronic hum approaching from behind you.
I wonder if I can duck into this elevator. Okay, so now I'm on the second level. Yeah, these all have the same terminal plug. So that's what I'm going to need to find. Oh, crap, he's coming. There we
You
go.
hear an
Barely made it away.
This maze... You can't... You hear an electronic...
Oh, well, that wasn't good.
Now...
Okay, well, we know which plug that we need. Let me just pop up here and make sure that it doesn't change.
This
Nope.
maze...
Same plug. Okay. Let's get the hell out of here.
You hear an...
And let's head back to the Galaxy Galleria. And again, it's a good thing that we have these time codes. If this is 1991, I hope that you are being very judicious in the notes that you take as you play through this game. Because, yeah, without that, you'd have no way of knowing how to get back here. And you'd have no way of knowing how to get back to Space Quest X either. Remember, the first coordinates we punched in were all random. And they took us to Astros itself. Not the Galaxy Galleria.
The powerful quad quark drives Rev to life. Time and space bend under the fibrillations of the time-rip transfluxers. Your adrenaline and stomach reel with the hyperbolic hyperbole. And finally...
Oh, back in this damned arcade. With many a grind, moan, and, well, I don't know, the sales bot finally allows you to exchange the plug. Okay, this is the one that we needed. Unfortunately, our guess was not lucky. That's okay. Yeah, I mean, it really occurs to me playing this now, you know, in the 21st century, just how, man, how backwards this game design really is. I will be a Space Quest apologist until the day that I die, but that being said, I do recognize that this is bullshit. Just the backtracking for the sake of backtracking. This whole thing feels a lot like a gotcha, like, you know.
The powerful quad quark drives Rev
surprise.
to life.
You forgot to get the right Pocket Pal terminal connector, so hope you remembered to write down the code that was in that time pod, otherwise you're screwed. And yes, I realized that I said that I would never click through that, and I just did, but I was trying to make a point and Gary Owens was interrupting me. It's just artificial lengthening. You know, this is something that my dad took for granted, my parents took for granted when they played, that a game was just going to take a long time because you had to solve the puzzles. But this is less solving the puzzle and more of guessing what the developer had in mind. You know, and I often say that it's okay because, you know, people didn't know any better and game design hadn't evolved at the time when this was developed, but I feel like I'm giving it a little bit too much of a pass whenever I say that. I think that people did know better. They just weren't maybe as aware of it or vocal about it. So let's save our game here and try the supercomputer shenanigans again.
You can't use that here.
Okay, so we have a Pocket Pal, and it has a slot for a battery, and we have a battery, so
You plug the mobile power cylinder into the laptop.
let's hit that puppy there.
You attach the plug to the Pocket Pal.
And we could attach the plug to the Pocket Pal,
You can't use that.
and let's do it like this.
You. It's the Pocket Pal's power button.
Okay,
The Pocket
so
Pal screen displays a wealth of almost useful information. You hear an electronic hum approaching from behind you.
yeah, I think we might be toast. I hope we can get away from that dot.
You hear an
Okay, he missed.
You hear an electron.
Oh, and I just plugged in my terminal.
Take a good look, Roger. Remember this poor wretched soul, for he is your son.
Oh, man!
Now you knew he was coming, didn't you?
No, that's a hell of a revelation before I die. And yes, I did know he was coming, but I got locked into an animation.
You hear an electronic...
Oh, approaching from my left. Well... I don't like this security droid business. I have to do this again.
You plug... You attack... You are here. It's the Pocket Pals power button. The keys are just painted on. The Pocket Pals... The Pocket... You can't do...
Well... That at least tells me where I am.
Take a good look, Roger. Remember this poor wretched soul, for he is your son.
I mean, if he's just gonna taunt me. No response whatsoever from Roger at this shocking piece of knowledge. We'll just do saving often. Okay, let's head up here.
You hear an electronic...
Approaching from ahead of me, so I better turn around. Oh, great.
You hear an electron... You hear an elect...
I'm finding it difficult to understand
You hear an elect...
what the directions mean.
Now...
I mean, define coming from the left here. The left screen? From the left of Roger's orientation when I get the message? I mean, that was going to say that I hear it coming from ahead. No.
You hear an elect...
I better get the hell out of here.
You hear an elect... It's Roger Jr. The orbs just seem to hover in midair. The orbs just seem to hover in midair.
Oh dear. They are shooting at me.
You hear an electronic hum up. You hear an electronic...
Yeah, I'm having a real hard time understanding those directions. So I feel that I have to get down here. No maze quite like a Space Quest maze. Let's save our game again. Okay. Oh, those are steps. Okay, I guess that makes a little more sense. I guess.
You get the feeling you're being watched. It's either an electronic eye or a light bulb. You're not sure which. The heavy iron door looks impenetrable. You see a small keypad.
Well, we do have a code from the hint book. 69, 65, 84, 76, 69.
The chamber's interior is filled with hoses, tubes, and wires, and one computer terminal. Don't mess with it. You can't.
But I want to mess with it.
You can't use. Nothing. It would.
Oh.
This is your brain. Had this been a real brain, you would have known how to use it. Looks rather like a security droid of some sort. Probably represents some tertiary function of the supercomputer brain. Certainly nothing important. You've seen this mystic rune somewhere else. Yeah, this looks like toilet material.
You got that right, Gary. We're going to save our game here. We're going to try to save our game, but there's a cat who's stretching his paw across my keyboard. And, okay, now he's just going to rest his head in my thumbs. You're a sweetheart. You're a pain in my ass. Alright, so now that we've saved our game, let's see what we can do here. We can take this security droid. And flush it.
You can't keep your hand.
Okay, I see. We can't minimize. I was hoping to find some other documents.
This is your...
This is a brain. You know, let's take the Space Quest IV icon. I want to see what happens. Yes. Good. I was hoping that was what I was going to get. A quit to DOS. Okay, let's try that again. I recall that King's Quest 43 was the quest for
Probably
disk space. Curious about this, if they committed to that bit too. Let's pop back in. The current memory free is 2,491 kilobytes.
Don't...
Okay, yeah. There we go. Freed up some disk space. So we can delete Leisure Suit Larry 4. Which I feel like that was the Vohaul virus, right? So I don't know that we're actually resolving anything by deleting that, but let's delete his brain as well. Initiating formatting sequence value to 5,000. Oh no. It looks like the supercomputer is going to format. If we don't get up there in time, we're going to lose Roger Jr. I'm grateful that they let us turn off those stupid security droids.
Hello again, Roger. It's me, your old friend, Sludge Vohaul. I've taken the liberty of borrowing your son's body. I had to remove him first to make room for my mental self. His is on this disc. Say, it's most enjoyable to be in a young, healthy body, even if it's from your bloodline. In fact, I like it so much, I think I'll keep it. I guess we'll have no use for this anymore. Now it's time to settle things, once and for all. You'd better be careful, though. Keep this in mind. If I die while in this body, that disc will be useless. Your son will never draw another breath. And if you don't defend yourself, you will never live to buff another helmet. Come on, show me what you've got, mop jockey.
Oh my. I don't remember this at all.
You were nearly thrown off the edge of the platform. Be more careful.
Is that the best effort you can muster? All this space hero nonsense must be getting to you. You're getting old, Roger. I, on the other hand, am enjoying the physical joys of youth.
You can't.
Let's think about this. What can I do here?
It's Roger Jr.
I guess he's okay. I guess he's already back in stasis. Okay.
The label on the diskette reads, Roger Jr., Brain Tools,
And Stunt Flyer. Oh, geez. Disk options. Let's see. Disk upload, disk download, beam upload, or beam download. If I do a disk upload, program uploaded to main computer. Beam download. Disk write protected. No program on disk. No program in beam.
Follow me. There are many things we need to talk about. You must be very confused.
Were Vohaul's words true? Are you really my son? You do look a little like me, though not as good looking.
What do you mean, not as good looking? I'm 10 times... Wait. What am I saying? This is no way to start. Yes, what Vohaul said is true. I have many things to tell you, Dad. I should start at the beginning. I was born 19 years ago on Xenon. It's always been my home. The Xenon of today, at least up until recently, had made great strides in managing our planet's resources. That included water, minerals, even the talent of our population. We enjoyed peace for so many years, we took it for granted. The creation of the first super biomech computer was the biggest success story in our history. When the Vohaul virus was introduced and began to control the computer, a state of total chaos was created. We were unprepared for what followed as Vohaul turned our technology against us. The population was quickly decimated. Some of us stayed and tried to fight, some were captured, and some fled the planet. When it seemed there was no hope, we thought of one last, long-shot effort. That was to find the only person in history ever to defeat Vohaul. We had to go back in time to find that person, you. We got there just in time.
You had to go back in time to get me? Why wasn't I available in this time? What happened to me? I don't understand.
I'm sorry. There are some things I wish I could tell you, but can't. I know that's not what you want to hear. Believe me, I just can't.
Hey, if you're my son, who's your mother? My wife? Where is she? Who is she?
You sure ask a lot of questions for a janitor. This is my mother and your wife. Her name was Beatrice Wankmeister. She was quite beautiful, wasn't she?
What do you mean, was quite beautiful? What are you saying?
I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said that. Please, I can't tell you anymore.
I don't believe all this. I'm so confused.
It doesn't matter now. I have to send you back where I found you so that history will properly reflect the events which brought us to this place in time. You won't remember much. This will seem like it was a weird, fuzzy dream. I must get back to the task of contacting all the surviving citizens of our planet. We have a huge task ahead of us. Rebuilding our city and our lives will not be easy, but we will do it. Once more, I have to ask you to enter the time rip. It will return you to Magmetheus in the Space Quest IV era. Please, go now. It's time. Dad, I'm glad I got to see you, even if only for a few minutes. Xenon owes you a lot. Goodbye, Dad.
So many unanswered questions. The future should prove most interesting for Roger if he can stay out of trouble long enough to reach it. We're glad you could help Roger get through it all. Thank you for playing Space Quest IV.
And thank you for joining me on Saving Often. This has been Space Quest IV, Roger Wilco and the Time Rippers. Again, one of my very favorite adventure games, despite all of its many flaws. I hope you enjoyed it as well. I hope you got a little taste of why I love this game so much. I hope that it was an interesting watch. And I hope that it makes you appreciate all of the advances that we've made in game design and game theory. I on one hand wish they still made games like this, and on the other hand, I'm kind of glad that we've evolved past the need for dead ends and obstinate puzzles and very malicious game design. But anyhow, that's Space Quest. I look forward to resuming the series with Space Quest V, The Next Mutation. We have 2 more chapters to go in the Space Quest saga before we are complete, so we're nearing the 3rd act of Roger's adventures here. But I hope you'll join me for that whenever I boot that up. Until then, thank you very much for watching. Check out, if you haven't already, my most recent video, just before this one, a Quest for Glory 1 retrospective that I did with my good friend David Kinney. That's up on the Such Minutia channel. I'd love to get your thoughts on it, get your feedback, and mostly I just hope you enjoy it. I hope that you're enjoying going through these old adventure games with me, reliving a big part of my childhood and a huge number of influences on me personally. But that's going to do it for my time here. Thank you very much again for watching. Remember to save early and save often, and please, please, please take care of yourself. Thank you very much, and goodbye.